Hi, these are my responses to the mock interview questions. Starting with number one example that comes to mind when having to work with someone that has a totally different personality is in a group project. They were very quiet and prefer to work individually, while I'm more naturally outgoing and like to have a lot of communication in the group. At first, it was challenging because I was used to discussing ideas as they came up, but they would rather think things through before sharing their input. Instead of just assuming they weren't engaged, I just let them have their time to look into our topics and find information. I think it helped a lot because we came more prepared with thoughtful ideas. This taught me that effective teamwork isn't about everybody working the same way. Being flexible, respecting different communication styles, and finding an approach that helps everyone bring their best is what is important. For number two, when I first started working at a grocery store, I knew it was important to make a good impression on customers because I want them to have a good shopping experience. It also mattered to represent my store well. I remember helping a customer who was having trouble finding several items on their list. Since I just started learning the store layout, I didn't want to just point them in a random direction. I politely let them know I was new and walked them to find their products. Even though I didn't know exactly where, I still took the time to help them find the products. And I asked a more experienced coworker to help just in case. In a way, it also helped me learn where these items were. Customers appreciate honesty, a positive attitude, and a willingness to help. For question three, at my grocery store, we're going through a major remodel right now, and one of our biggest changes is expanding our pickup and facility area. Because of the construction, departments have been moved around, products have been relocated, and our daily routines have changed a little. At first, it was challenging because customers were confused about where things were, and we had to adjust to these new layouts and workflows while keeping everything running smoothly. I adapted by staying flexible, calm, and communicating with everyone well. Our team works together to share updates, solve problems quickly, and support one another during this change. Even though it's still ongoing, we still continue to provide good customer service and keep things going good. For number four, a time I had an unexpected problem that messed up my plan is during a group project. It was for an online class, which made communication even more difficult. At first, we were all able to communicate well, and it seemed like we wouldn't have any problems. We had a whole group chat and where we discussed our plan and had a plan set on how we were doing the assignment. A day before, we were all about to be done, but since it was shared on a PowerPoint, it shows everyone's work. One of our members still didn't do their part, even though we discussed it. And because of that, we tried contacting them, but there was no response. Instead, I just let the rest of the group know we should do the work that was assigned to the person. We split it up and finished it on time. Even though I was worried when it happened, having some group members that actually cared and were willing to help was good and it helped a lot. And for question five, one time at work, we were in the middle of a really busy rush, and a customer came up frustrated because she had been waiting a long time for her order. When she finally got it, she said something was missing. My responsibility was to help the customer stay professional and make sure she left satisfied, even though we were very busy. I stayed calm and listened to what she had to say without interrupting. I apologized for the wait and the missing item. Then I checked her order, got the missing item as quickly as I could, and thanked her for being patient. I made sure everything was correct before giving it back to her. In the end, the customer appreciated that I stayed calm and fixed the problem instead of getting defensive. She left with the correct order, and I learned that staying patient and showing empathy can turn a negative situation into a positive one. Lastly, for question 6, a time I was able to be creative was when I was working on a class presentation. Instead of making a basic slideshow, I wanted to make it more interesting and easier for everyone to follow. My goal was to create a presentation that kept the class engaged while still covering all of the required information. I used pictures, graphics, a few short examples to help explain the topic instead of filling the slides with a lot of text. I also organized the information so it flowed naturally and was easy to understand. It took extra time to put everything together, but I enjoyed finding ways to help make the presentation more engaging. The presentation went well, and my classmates stayed interested throughout it. My instructor complimented how organized and creative it was. That experience taught me that thinking creatively can help information be more effective. And a lot of my classmates' PowerPoints were like just bland, and you could tell that it was just a bunch of text. So my teacher instructor did end up saying that like that's something that stood out to him, that he liked how much effort I put into it.